global demand for neon gas is expected to increase at a 7% CAGR, reaching $222.9 million in 2022. Increasing applications in semiconductors and lighting sectors will continue boosting the market, pushing the market size to $439.1 million by 2032. Growing adoption of neon gas in lasers for various applications including healthcare, sensors and defense is expected to propel the sales of neon gas over the forecast period. Neon gas is primarily used in the production of lasers along with other gases. The lasers segment is expected to account for more than 3/4 of the neon gas produced globally. Growing usage of lasers in the production of various devices including sensors, lighting, technologies and defense equipment is expected to contribute to the growth in the market in the forthcoming years. Ukraine is one of the largest suppliers of neon gas across the globe. Ukraine's major neon gas suppliers include Crayon, Ingas and Iceblick. Their main production bases are located in Mariupol, Odessa and other places in Ukraine. Overall, Ukraine supplies 70% of world's neon gas, 40% of its krypton gas and 30% of its xenon gas. In the Russia-Ukraine crisis, Mariupol and Odessa have major targets for Russia. However, the ongoing invasion of the Russia over Ukraine has affected to production and supply chain. The crisis in Ukraine is the next tectonic disruption in an exhausting 2-year span for the semiconductor industry, which was already significantly challenged by the COVID-19 pandemic and insufficient capacity to meet surging demand. This latest threat to semiconductor production may be the most significant, yet it's poised to send shockwaves rippling through a range of manufacturing sectors, including high-tech, automotive, consumer electronics, and household appliances. As Russia is on the offensive in the eastern region of Ukraine, the Donetsk Oblast region in particular has valuable assets that many manufacturers require. One of these assets is neon. The root of the issue is that Ukraine is a prime supplier of neon gas, which is required to operate the lasers used in the lithography phase, the heart of semiconductor fabrication. Without neon, chip production comes to an abrupt halt. The US has historically sourced as much as 90% of the required semiconductor neon from Ukraine. It's extremely important in the production of microchips. Globalization benefits many countries, but when war or the other disasters happen, then the supply lines can be easily affected. This is what happened in Ukraine over the last few months. Let's have a look at why neon gas is such an important element. Today we will discuss how the Ukraine-Russia war affects the microchip industry. Neon gas is a critical part of the manufacturing of semiconductor chips. The lasers that produce these chips require neon. The concentration of these strategically essential gases in Ukraine is an accident of manufacturing history. Neon gas is a byproduct of steel production, specifically from older steel mills that today are largely located in eastern Ukraine. The former Soviet Union had many of these large steel mills which were outfitted with air separation equipment to capture rare waste gases including neon, krypton and xenon for use in experimental high-powered laser weapons, missiles and satellites. After the dissolution of the USSR in 1991, these older steel facilities were largely replaced with new infrastructure that had no gas collection technology because the economics did not support it. In contrast, by continuing to operate old-style steel mills, Ukraine became the dominant supplier of these gases that are vital to the global semiconductor industry. Presently, the two Ukrainian companies in gas and cryo-in produce between 45% and 54% of the world's semiconductor-grade neon. Global consumption for chip production reached about 595 tons last year. Neon gas was discovered in 1898 by two British scientists, William Ramsay and Maurice W. Travers. The name of the element comes from the Greek word novum or neos, which means new, and it has a melting point of minus 450 degrees Fahrenheit. The boiling point of neon is minus 410.94 degrees Fahrenheit. InGas based in Mariupol has been producing 5,29,720 to 7,06,293 cubic feet of neon per month before the war. Cryo-in from Odessa have been producing roughly 3,53,147 to 5,29,720 cubic feet per month. Neon is used to operate the lasers that turn silicon into the tiny circuits that make computers work. Recycling neon is another viable option. Companies offering recycling technologies aim for a capture ratio of up to 90%. Recycling is also more carbon dioxide friendly than gas collection from steel mills. Not many chip fabricators have installed recycling units to date. In the past, the cost for neon was deemed too low to justify the investment, but that may soon change. Fabricators that choose to recycle neon will need to shut down their semiconductor production lines while the necessary equipment is installed, slowing output in a chip-hungry world. The function of neon is to control the exact wavelength of light emitted by the lasers. Although there are approximately 17.5 pints of neon gas in the average home in the USA. Acquiring neon gas is not easy. It's normally captured directly from the air. So manufacturing plants use specialized air separation technology to produce neon in a liquid form. As neon is only a small percentage of the total air, you require a lot of air to produce the neon the semiconductor industry needs. The reason Ukraine exports such vast amounts of neon is because they are also a major manufacturer of steel. Neon is a byproduct of steel manufacturing. The neon needs to be a more purified version, and they specialize in this. With that being said, Ukraine having such a hold on the market has opened the eyes of other countries to address this issue. Many countries are now trying to manufacture their own neon in order to keep the supply above water. When peace comes back to the region, Ukraine's companies may not have such a strong foothold in the neon industry and will possibly suffer as other countries have become more self-sufficient. The past 2 years have demonstrated that planning pays big dividends for forward-thinking companies that actively seek, uncover, and avoid the snares scattered throughout the globally pinched supply chain. For the many industries dependent on semiconductors, this latest chapter of supply strain makes planning an absolute necessity. Companies like Tesla and General Motors have distinguished themselves during these adversity-filled times by proactively solidifying their raw material supplies. Ultimately, these companies understand that nothing matters more than reliable product delivery. Those organizations investing in forward thinking and scenario planning for even the most basic of raw materials will reap the greatest rewards in the face of the highest risk. The cost of a cylinder containing a mix of neon and other gases used in such systems has increased in the past 2 years from $1,200 to as much as $12,000. Wait times for delivery have gone from 4 weeks to 8 months. Others who are likely to feel the effect of a neon shortage are ophthalmologists who employ lasers for LASIK vision correction surgery, makers of superconducting wire, and manufacturers of neon lighting. Conclusion: countries are competing for semiconductors. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is affecting the entire technology industry. The United States, Europe, and other countries and regions have used their advantages in the field of chip design to impose sanctions on Russia's semiconductor and technology industry. Russia has used its advantage in supply, such as rare gases, to counteract, thus affecting the entire semiconductor supply chain. For China, semiconductor supply chain independence and safety are still the key to development. The shortage of neon gas may become an opportunity for Chinese specialty gas suppliers to accelerate their entry into the fab production line. So guys, this was for today. Give us your thoughts on this in the comment section, and if you appreciate our content, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with your family and friends. We will meet soon in a new video. Till then, thank you. Jai Hind.